Hi friends, I'm Pastor Diana. Welcome to a daily devotion. I'm so glad you've chosen to take a few moments to spend some time with God and are pausing to reflect. Today we are continuing our series on Called, and as we are exploring callings and how we are all called. We are so grateful to our friends at Vibrant Faith who created this devotion, Calling Now, that we are using and sharing. As a part of it, there are stories, everyday people telling their own calling stories in their own words. And so I want to encourage you to go and watch those videos. There's a link, it should be accessible. It's on the website, it's in the notes on YouTube. So go and listen to these stories. Today, we're considering how we are called in our work. And for many of you, that is where you first find a calling is in your job. So what was your first job? I'll share mine. Mine was babysitting, and I couldn't wait to babysit some of the kids at the church. But I had to take a class on how to do it. I had to be prepared. And it taught me a lot and began to teach me about how I could express what God put inside me, a love of children and of people and of caring for others, while making a little bit of money, and how I could do that in a responsible way. So what was your first job? How did you get it? And how did it impact you? It might have been a good job, or it might have been something that was really hard. What's the hardest job you've ever done? And how did that hard change who you've become in any way? How did that impact you? We all sometimes do work or have jobs that are hard, and we might not even like them. So what's the hard about your work that you are facing this week? Have you remembered or simply forgotten to lift all of these things to Jesus? Because that's one of the things. So much of our life is our work life. Yet we have a tendency to compartmentalize as people. We put work over here and Jesus and church over here. But what if our work becomes profoundly a spiritual act of worship? What does it mean to worship God in our work? How can you worship God and use your work as an expression of that life you live with Jesus? In our scripture lesson today, Jesus heals a lame man by the pool of Bethesda on the Sabbath, and the Jewish leaders are angry, and because Jesus is working, and they think he's broken the Sabbath rules. And so this is what he says. As a result, the Jewish leaders were harassing Jesus since he had done these things on the Sabbath. Jesus replied, "My Father is still working, and I am working too." Jesus saw his work as his call, as his act of worship. On the Sabbath, he saw healing someone as a way of worshiping and honoring God on the Sabbath. In today's video, Keisha comes to understand her work as a calling, as a way to care for others, as a spiritual act of worship. And so today, consider how work for all of us is an opportunity that we can offer our whole selves to God, our whole mind and soul and body and strength, our whole selves as an act of worship through our work. How can you do that today? Go listen and watch Keisha's story and tell us about it in the comments. And consider, how is your work a worshipful act of calling? Have a good day.